Nathan Burke dons the helmet. Peter Everett gears up. Stewie Lowe won the toss. The Saints are going right in the first quarter. Not too much breeze. Russell Morris says it's swirling a little bit. Fantastic conditions for footy. Big Moncoeur has got the tap. Off the ground, Jones. Lappin. Saints alive. Peckett kicks up towards full forward. Lowe and Shawble. He's got the job on the big fellow. St Kilda with the numbers, but that's taken over the boundary line by number 4, Joel Smith. The number made famous down at Moorabbin by Darryl Baldock and Tony Lockett, among others. Weather today, ideal for footy. Expected top 13, not a heat wave. You won't need the factor 15. But as I said, it's great conditions for footy. Williams nearly tagged. Plenty of pressure on in the opening minutes. In goes Burns. Oh, Everett went in solidly too. Brown is in there. Well, Francis. And the boy's becoming a little bit heated. Now, what's the umpire going to do here? He should warm it up, and he will. Everett and Monkhorst almost at centre half forward for St Kilda. The two number 2s on each other. Francis and Brown. Everett tries to hook it over the back to his rover. A free kick going St Kilda's way. It's going to be taken by Tony Brown about 65 metres from goal.
So Brown playing his 50th game, gets his first opportunity, wastes no time, runs off onto the left foot from 50, goes long. Tony Brown, congratulations, the Saints are away.
Yes, and a bad error there on the man on the mark. Whoever, I think the matchups of maybe just trying to get the right players on the correct opposition players. Whoever was on Tony Brown didn't actually go and stand the mark, which allowed Brown to run the extra 5 metres to get within the 50-metre line. Let's have a look at this. Free kick, but no one on the mark. So he can run to 49. That's a bad error by Collingwood. He would not have called the goal from 55 metres out.
So it's some 7 weeks since Tony Brown kicked a goal, but a most important one to get his side away here this afternoon. There he is again, Monkhorst. Ball spills out. Everett taking in the Krasiska tackle. Thompson, they're in at it hard, everyone, but somebody makes some magic out of something, and it's Robert Harvey. He goes to the same place Brown was, but this time he's offline. He scores just the one minor.
He just does not kick the ball well, long, Robert Harvey, but how is the way he just touched the ball in the centre square there? He instantly had possession. A lot of players would have ran to the 50-metre mark, but when Robert Harvey tries to kick the ball 50-metre, he tends to pull the ball left, doesn't kick the ball that long and that accurately.
So 1-1. Magpies yet to score. Burns just up from the right back pocket for Collingwood. Crowd still building here at the MCG. Expect a lot from this fellow today, Nathan Buckley. The trump card.
He uses the ball so well, Pete, doesn't he?
Really misses its mark. Francis. Krasiska at the circle. The Magpies swing forward for the first time in the game. Williams marks inside 50.
And interesting, Williams is playing on Harvey. I think basically it's a great player on great player.
He's gone short. Showing it off with Thompson. Terrific mark. It was intended for Chad Liddell. Lappin. Krasiska arrives late, does some good work.
You should just about put a goal down against Thompson's name, shouldn't you? Because that was going to be a certain goal for Collingwood, but fantastic courage to go with the flight of the ball.
At the throw-in, Russell Morris has some news.
Yes, Peter, I think St Kilda are prepared to concede at least 20 possessions for Nathan Buckley because he's that type of player. He's going to get kicks, so at least minimise his use of the ball.
Young's kick to Shawble, who appeared to be taken high. The umpire calls play on. Now he's going to come in and warm it up. And that will take place right on centre wing. Collingwood yet to score. Tony Brown is the goal kicker for St Kilda. Robert Harvey added to behind. The Magpies trailing by 7 points. The Saints want a thriller in the reserves over at Punt Road Oval this afternoon. They scored by 4 points. They came from behind. Low up high. Williams probably could have kicked the goal himself when he marked before. Francis, a little give. Young, a steal. Holding the ball, says the crowd. Great tackle. That was from Liddell. Francis sporting a new shorter haircut. Peckett races onto it quickly. Good shepherd by Everett. Shanahan, full of run out of defence, gets clear of Rocker, kicks up towards centre wing. Wakeland missed it. Opportunity for Patterson. Watson from Wakeland. The kick towards centre wing. It's out of bounds. Throw in.
It's interesting, Patterson's out there on the wing on Aussie Jones. It's not a matchup one would have necessarily predicted pre-game.
Patterson's got the pace to go with him, Lee.
Well, a short burst pace, but I'm not sure about the long-running 50, 60-metre surge pace.
That was the strength of Austin Jones last week at Waverley. Big long runs against the Brisbane Lions. But now we've got a very tight contest inside here.
Let's go down to Russell Morris.
Yeah, Peter, look, Matty Young in that heavy tackle on the wing in front of the commentary position. He's holding his right shoulder, so keep watching him. He's in the centre of the ground now, moving his arm, so maybe have hurt his AC in that tackle.
So the ball bounced just forward of the wing in Collingwood's favour. Now the quick kick over the shoulder. Falls in the path of Williams. Taps it onto himself. Hard up against the line. Curls it back around. Back towards the square. Floats over the top of Rocker and Shanahan. A boundary throwing on the opposite side.
This will be interesting, this contest between Harvey and Williams. Williams will try to run hard forward and just try, if Collingwood can get the ball midfield sufficiently, that will be good for Collingwood.
The two rockers in there for Collingwood, but Tony Brown gathers the ball in close. Left foot up towards Joel Smith. Krasiska over the top. Buckley front position on Burke. Works the ball well. Krasiska, quick give. Liddell's out. He's on the left foot. Goes long. Rocker, Severio Rocker. Under pressure from Everett coming back. The punch, will it make it? It didn't make it. Rocker gathers it and goes. The Everett spoil just did not clear the area, and Rocker, Severio Rocker, very quick and up and into it.
Yes, it was great recovery, wasn't it, then, by Sav Rocker. He's a good ground-level player at close quarters. If he can react quickly, we'll see this situation here when the ball goes in long, and it was a 2-on-1 situation in the air. Everett, and it was the spare man, and the spoil was okay, but the bounce of the ball, it just didn't keep running, and I think the St Kilda players were expecting to go through from behind.
Sav Rocker getting the Magpies first. They trail by 1 point. Monkhorst took off early. Thompson over the top. Everett bulldoze it down towards half forward. Lowe missed it. Chance for Shawball. Tried to get the kick in. Beautifully smothered by Brown. Buckley off the left. Reel up and under towards the circle. Monkhorst. Long looping hand pass. There's a free kick going Collingwood's way. He was held. The big monkey at midfield. A little give to Krasiska. Raking left foot, a rocket, great lead and mark. Gavin Dorr bringing Shanahan back 2 metres. Distance won't be a problem for this fella.
What a lovely kick there from Gavin Krasiska. Going to give a bit more of a rain out on the wing, making full use of it with a great use of the ball there to the leading rocker.
And he has got speed, Shanahan. He almost got there to spoil, but the kick was good enough out in front, and Rocker strong hands up in front of his eyes. If he can kick this second goal, that's just the kind of start he and Collingwood would need. He's
a real confidence player. Distance won't be a problem for him. He could kick it probably 20 metres into the crowd from there. Well, that's not one of his better efforts. Now, Wild has taken the mark, and it's been paid. He plays on. Monkhorst needs the mark, can't get it. Goes in, kicks a goal. He's got it. The big monkey. Collingwood in front. Well, 2 mistakes close in by the St Kilda defenders have cost 2 goals from a similar position.
Yes, I must say the body language in the early part of this game is with Collingwood. I mean, that ball was kicked long and it should have been forced out of bounds, but the St Kilda players here, again, it was just good play by Marcus, just able to get his foot to the ball. The fact that he got forward and kicks the goal puts the pressure back on Peter Everett.
So 2 errors by the Saints right on the last line of defence allowed Collingwood in. First is Severio Rocker, and now Damien Monkhorst. He now does the ruck work against Everett. Harvey steps out of the centre bounce area on the left foot towards Heatley. Low out to Winmar, trying to create some space by going slightly backwards. Now Lappin, a little bit of trouble this way, that way. Hasn't an option, looks towards the line. Austin Jones is there to assist him. Now it's over. And Lappin really running into a little bit of trouble there. Austin Jones, 21 years of age. Tony Brown just turning 20. Joel Smith at 20. With 3 young guns for the Saints. Everett front position. Schwabel over the back. Winmar on the burst. The inside handball. Doesn't find a Saint. Williams gathers the ball. Clears it with a long kick towards the wing.
Nathan Buckley couldn't quite complete the mark. Russell goes off the ground. Only gets it as far as Burke. Good tackle, Russell. Thompson squares it looking for Lappin at the back. Not taken for the Magpies by Scotty Burns. And they play on. Francis towards midfield. Strong grab. Been taken by Jason Taylor, the former Fitzroy player, the former Hawthorn player. Taylor's kick. Rocker. Nearly. Zilla. Gavin Brown punches from Winmar. Brown. Oh, Monkhorst. He was collected in no uncertain terms. Harvey. A little gather. Just onto the defensive side of centre. Kick to half forward. Lovely lead in mark. The mark is taken by Shane Wakeland. Wants to get it going quickly. The big Spider's on his own.
And this is what they're both going to do. Monkhorst is going to try and get into his forward line and put the pressure on Everett. Everett is so good at this. When the ball sort of goes to the wing and it's about to go forward for St Kilda, Everett just surges forward. And he's so tall, as long as he is not manned up by the opposition ruckman, he is probably going to mark it.
Doctor going out to Young as we speak to Everett in the meantime from 15 metres out. The Spider kicks. Right on the goal umpire. That's a difficult one to watch from here. He's got it. Saints back in front by a point.
Yes, this is a very good game. As I said, the body language at the start of the game, for my opinion, was just a little bit Collingwood's way. But St Kilda have gone forward twice and been able to score, so certainly the scoreboard pressure is the same for both teams here. And we see Wakeland playing as another taller type forward opposed to Shane Watson, but just a goal each to the ruckman.
So St Kilda making use of the interchange bench. Jason Daniels on for his first run. Returning to the side after quite an absence, some 10 weeks with a shoulder injury. So he's out there. Matthew Young, the player to come off.
Also with a shoulder injury.
Krasiska feeds one forward to Buckley. Steps round onto the left foot. Floats over the head of Daniels. Rocket charges the ball. Krasiska has followed up. Pushed in the back. No. Scotty Russell over the shoulder. Bounces at the goal square. Here's the contest. Zilla, no hesitation. Slaps it through for the behind. 2 goals to Collingwood with hesitation on that full-back line by the St Kilda side.
And what we're going to find here, Wheels, is that Buckley and Burke, no matter where they're playing, I think Buckley is going to try and push into the half-forward line and try and use his marking height against the smaller Burke. That'll be the tactical initiative.
Lazar Vidovic sitting on the bench there. Some height that Stan Elves has to use later on. Beckett does it all himself. Delivers towards half-back. Anthony Rocker in front. Lappin trying to spin out of the tackle. Can't get away. Shanahan, Burns, all there amongst it.
Twice that Lappin has been just about caught holding the ball. Throw in left half forward for Collingwood. Fantastic start to this match. Krasiska getting a lot of possessions early. Likewise Russell. Russell out to Burns. Rocker! What a grab! The big Sav is on fire. Terrific mark. Spread eagle the pack there for that one. Let's look at that again.
And that's what Collingwood need Rocker to do, to actually jump at the ball. Sometimes he just gets too conscious of biting his opponent, but when he comes out such a big, strong man and got such a big leap, that when he really jumps hard at the ball like he did then, that just is the kind of aggression, the real aggression at the ball that sets the way.
1 goal already. Distance shouldn't be a problem for him. He missed one earlier, but he kicked one from close in. Directly in front, 49 metres out. Again, missing to the right, won't please him. So he's kicked 1 goal, 1, and a miss. 2-2 to 2-1. Collingwood back in front as we approach the halfway mark of the quarter. Great grab this. Deserved better.
Yes, it is just a real tack at the ball.
So Justin Peckett again, the designated kicker for the Saints, brings it in. Sierakowski comes straight back across towards the broadcast side, and Jason Daniels takes the mark. So yet to gain anything, the Saints just looking for the next opening. The kick wobbles towards half forward. Everett's good enough to take the mark. Clearly in front of Rocker, Anthony Rocker. Looking downfield. Target is Stuart Lowe. Schwabel right there. No hesitation to spoil. Wild in underneath. Gains a little bit of meterage for his side. 30 in fact. And now the ball will be thrown in half forward flank for the Collingwood side. Jason Wild. A couple of goals mid-year and then single goals since then. Smith, wild handball out. It comes back towards him again. He has a little bit more space now. Squeezes the kick out. But very good work there from Patterson in front, not played to Burns. Played the front position, and umpire Gavin Dorr not prepared to give him that one.
I think he must have paid touched off the boot. I don't think there was any doubt he marked the ball, but I saw the umpire do the touch the ball sign, so obviously touched off the boot of Joel Smith, who had kicked it forward.
So umpire Gavin Dorr, grand final umpire there from last year, makes that decision and bounces the ball. Russell, how did you see it from your vantage point?
Yes, Terry, look, it was touched off the boot, but another point, Matthew Young with that shoulder injury has gone up the race, so it looks like he may be getting a shot, Terry.
Wakeland, clearing kick up towards midfield. Is that a mark? Lappin, no. Taylor kicks to half forward for Collingwood. Zimmer reads the play best. Off to Daniels, back into the side today. And the mark not taken out there by Aussie Jones. And in the meantime, taken over the boundary line by Stephen Patterson. Throw in. Still a little bit of aggro out there. See the one that wasn't paid up here.
Yes, I think it was most times it would be, and even then he was probably dragged off the ball in the end, so a little unfortunate, I would say, that St Kilda didn't get the kick or the mark.
Monkhorst wins the tap, but loses out in the free kick stakes. It's going to Spider Everett. Finals atmosphere here today. Terrific crowd, great conditions. A full-on confrontation early. Low in front of Schwabel. Is that a mark? Hayden Kennedy says yes. Stewie Lowe, short of left half forward. Michael in the pack. Liddell was there as well. Thompson's tackled ineffective. Wakeland has a ping at the goals. That was Shane Wakeland, and he's kicked it. That's the Saints' third. They go to a lead of 5 points. 3-1 to 2-2.
And I think good from St Kilda's point of view that Stewie Lowe came out and took that strong mark in front of Schwabel. A couple of contests prior to that, Schwabel had been able to spoil. But again, it was just a question of who was going to grab this ground level ball. It was Wakeland, grab it and kick it, and through it bounce. So St Kilda have been getting a very good efficiency from the amount of times they're going forward.
So Shane Wakeland's goal rests the lead back towards the Saints. Already 4 lead changes to the game to date. Everett casually takes it, actually too casually. Wild's there, holding the ball against the big fella.
Changed the rules again today, Terry. The last couple of weeks that would have been play on.
And there's a bit going on back here in the centre bounce area. Buckley went to take the kick.
It was an illegal check, but behind play, and the quick has been awarded.
So Burt, without wasting time, Ziller has found himself free at half forward. Inside 50, a great opportunity here, but misses.
And I think the other thing we see there, the mistake Ziller made, he's kicked the ball from about the 50-metre mark. He could have gone another 10 metres. There's just so much difference in the accuracy when you're kicking from 35, kicking from 50, hard to kick them straight and on line.
So Collingwood away again. A very wobbly kick out of the defence. Joel Smith grabs it for the Saints, back into where it came from. Watson, cool, settles, delivers long towards Monkhorst. Too tall on that occasion for Thompson as the big fella.
To Buckley. Buckley nearly caught, just got the hand pass away. Krasiska's been busy in the first quarter. Gets it down to Williams, gets a terrible bounce. Good enough to be able to recover. Only just Krasiska. A little bit of sleep there. Francis. They share it around. Back to Williams. Terrible kick again. Shanahan from Rocker. Shanahan not wasting any time. Straight down the spine of the ground. A turnover though, because it's gone to Burns. Burns from midfield. Round on the mark. the Rockers, both of them. Sav nearly over the top of his brother, gets a second chance. Left foot snap. Everett chases. It goes like a top spin lob, but he's there in the goal square. But there's a free kick.
It's a free kick to Rocker for a high tackle as he kicked the ball. Now, this is terribly important that Rocker kicks one of these goals from this position, maybe 45 metres out. He's actually kicked two behinds, or he kicked one behind, and the other one that sort of went completely across the face. For his confidence, he's got his opportunities. His fourth shot at goal for the quarter. Just so important that he can just get his composure and kick the ball straight.
Yes, 1-1, and the other one you were speaking of, Barney, was marked by Jason Wild on the boundary line. Similar spot. Will it be a similar result? The previous one went right. He's corrected. He's corrected well. He's kicked his second. Scores level, 6.5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Yes, and Sav Rocker is so much a confidence player. I mean, he's marking the ball well. He almost pulled this one in. Now let's have a look. He got a free kick, I think, for a high tackle. He gets the ball forward with the left foot. Yes, the arm across the right shoulder. What the free kick was for.
So Severio Rocker coming into this game, having kicked 9 goals, 2 goals and 6 goals in the preceding 3 weeks, has 2 in the first quarter. Another opportunity here for Collingwood. The free kick coming back against Nathan Burke to Nathan Buckley. And when this man gets the ball, if I was Severio Rocker, you'd be leading straight away. It's Anthony coming. Can he make it? Just falls short of him. Winmar just coaches the ball over the line for a boundary throw in half-back for the Saints. There's my go and your go between Anthony and Severio as to who's going to lead for the ball. It's well within range again. And Thompson for St Kilda feeds on out wide to Daniels, who allows it to go back over the line.
And that change has been made. When Young went off the field, Daniels actually came in and went on to play the one-on-one role on Russell. Thompson is now on the wing on Koziska.
So the ball thrown in. Everett with the height from behind. Tony Brown in front. Hassled there by Russell. Perhaps should have got the free kick, and now the umpire will bounce. Umpire Gavin Dorr once again in control. So the ball right on the 50-metre line. Scores level. Stan Elves looking on. Normie Goss to his left. Elves in his 4th year at the helm of St Kilda. Watches as Burke takes Francis on front on and has to come back for another go. 2 very fiery little customers at the ball there. Tony Francis, no quarter given nor asked. Equally so from Nathan Burke.
And it's interesting, actually, just in the last few minutes, Thompson has gone on to Williams, and Harvey is now playing outside the on-ball roles, playing across half-forward opposed to Burns.
Burke from the tap from Monkhorst. Collingwood with the numbers. Not longer, though. Burns, Williams, Krasiska. Close to the boundary line, and it's out on the full.
Yes, that's an interesting tactical situation. Obviously, the Williams on Harvey situation, Stan Ells wasn't happy with, and in fact has taken Harvey out of the genuine midfield to put one of his tagging players, Thompson, over onto Williams.
Now, what we have here, the blood rule, is it?
Yes,
Burke coming off. Surakoski has the ball.
Burke was trying quite intently to run away from umpire Gavin Dorr. Gavin Dorr, not to be bettered, chased him, identified the blood, and has now asked him to leave the arena.
Cripps is coming back, or coming on. I don't think we've seen him today so far. So finally the kick. Low at the back of Shawball. Man in front should be paid. Conceding height and weight to the big Saint, but he does that many weeks in a row. Andrew Shawball from left centre wing. Everett in front. Surakoski was there as well. Good tackle applied by Cripps on Francis, who's at the bottom of the pack, I think. Yes, he is again.
There's no space in the forward 50 for Collingwood. They've certainly got both the Rockers and Taylor as their marking options, and with their 3 opponents and Everett getting back, going to be tough to mark unopposed.
Over the top, Burns. Harvey. Surakoski. Sierakowski at right half back. Sees he has plenty of room, decides to run. Kicks towards centre wing. Monkhurst, good grab. Too tall for Lappin. A little give again to Shawble. Shepherd from Michael. Kick up towards half forward. Saints in the van here. Sierakowski once more. A little give. Now back to Zilla. And it's kick for kick at the moment. Gavin Krasiska, who's had a very busy first quarter. 5 and 7. 12 possessions to the Collingwood veteran. Marking contest knocked away by Sierakowski, not too far for Taylor. It's out of bounds in front of him, 65 metres from the Collingwood goal, and we've got 3.5 minutes before the first quarter siren.
And Lee, the other thing that clutters up the Collingwood forward line is that the on-ballers wanting to break their tags will often run down in there trying to get that effect.
Yes, in modern football, they don't seem to worry about cluttering up your own forward 50 to get extra numbers in there.
But now there's a little bit of space in the forward line for Collingwood. Buckley takes it. Buckley doesn't mess around. It's a goal.
Buckley's first, Collingwood's fourth.
And just interestingly, Cripps has now go on to Buckley. All of a sudden, I think Collingwood have got the St Kilda coaching staff chasing them a bit in the midfield. And as I said, Cripps has gone over onto Buckley, although it was forced by the blood rule. But all in all, the initiative at the moment is with Collingwood, and St Kilda with the side. They've been able to get their 3 goals on the scoreboard, but in general play, they're just playing catch-up footy.
102 career goals now to Nathan Buckley. Nathan Burke is back on, donning the helmet. A goal the difference in favour of the Magpies. 3.5 minutes to quarter time. Buckley nearly fumbles. He doesn't often do that. Did well to get a kick. It was smothered. Thompson a chance. He too fumbles. Krasiska, as I said, having a great quarter. Grant should get a free kick. Wild tumbles it further forward. It's inside 50, but it's coming back.
And the luck of the game, I think, with those free kicks going Collingwood's way also. Just at this point, the game's with the Magpies.
Everett underneath it. Rocker. Winmar, Brown, Watson, bundled off it by Zilla. Good hip and shoulder there. It's tied up inside 50. The umpire will bounce it about 45 metres out from the Collingwood goal. Under 3 minutes to the first quarter siren. 4-2 to 3-2. Zilla caught by Wright. Crouch is holding the ball and the umpire agrees. The 2 number 19s tangling in that action, and the number 19 also on the umpire of Gavin Dorr.
Yes, as I mentioned, the half free kicks are so important in footy. Went to ground with the ball, Zilla just wasn't able, and you've got to be successful in getting the ball clear. You don't only have to try, you have to be successful. Umpire adjudicated that Zilla was not.
Graham Wright for his 105th goal in his career. Distance not a problem. I think he may have missed out of bounds on the full. So he missed the lot. A free kick to St Kilda in the last line of defence.
Harvey now, the run from half back. He's run a long way. Kicks towards the wing position. Sierakowski pitted there to Taylor. Wins out. Just the handball up over the top. Doesn't fall in favour of Jones. It's out of bounds.
It's amazing, isn't it, how the game, it's a 28-minute mark. I think most of the game, or probably 25 minutes have been played in Collingwood's forward half, but they've only got the 6-point advantage. And Kilda's efficiency of scoring from limited opportunities has really helped them enormously.
So the ball right on the wing position now. The Everett hit goes towards Buckley. He kicks it straight up and down in the air. Monkhurst spikes it down volleyball style. Spins on out to Buckley. A very quick kick out into some space. No space. Daniels wanting the free. Advantage given to the Saints. Through Jones. Away he goes. Everett wandered down to half forward. Takes the bouncing ball. A good feed to Harvey. Runs inside 50. A trip there. Bundles his way on inside. No advantage given. The umpire, Hayden Kennedy, allows that all to go on. And Michael for defence. Collingwood forces it over the line out of bounds.
I told you, Terry, the game's with Collingwood. The little half and half things at the moment going with the Magpies. It's hard to tell whether Harvey was tripped or stumbled, but he certainly did one or the other.
So half forward for the Saints now. Here he comes again, the man. Left foot, front position, Heatley. Robert Harvey just does not literally know how to lay down.
Well,
Physically, sometimes he does, but he works extremely hard.
Yeah, let's have a look at this Harvey going through half forward. Okay, he tries to go left, he evades the tackle. No, I think he stumbled. I think that was a good decision by the umpire when we see it in replay.
But as a result of his efforts, Heatley has the opportunity to goal.
I'm not so sure about St Kilda's decision to take Harvey out of the midfield there for that middle patch of the first quarter. I would have thought even playing keepers off with Williams would back Harvey a lot of the time.
Heatley, 4 goals, 8 2 weeks ago, 3-2 last week. His first chance today is a goal.
Number 45 for the year for Jason Heatley. He averages 3.7 a game, and that one levels the scores again.
Yes, as we've mentioned a few times, a bit ad nauseum this quarter. I think they've only gone forward about 4 times. St Kilda onto their full forward line, but they've got the 4 goals to be level on the scoreboard. When I would say in general play over the quarter, I think they've been quite well beaten.
39 kicks to St Kilda, 46 Collingwood, 17 handballs to the Saints. Collingwood again on top there. They have 24. Elves, knowing quarter time is not too far away, about 1 minute of play left, goes to the boundary. Scores level again late in the first term. Monkhorst and Everett. Francis pinned. Burke gets up last. Under the ball up. Walker has 2 goals for Collingwood.
And Harvey back in the midfield now, directly posed to Williams. As I say, they've gone back to the way the match started.
Monkhorst doing well. Harvey likewise. Thompson a chance. Good gather. Brown up towards full forward. Watson. His namesake hasn't been in the play today. Gavin Brown playing his 200th. Williams is at right half back. Disposal usually impeccable. Looks for Monkhorst. Harvey. Saints with the numbers. Picked up by Aussie Jones. On a Brown. The youngsters combining well. He'll give it to Lappin. Burns stands the mark. Lappin too far out to score. You'd reckon from there. There's the siren. So Everett takes a screamer. It won't be allowed. Bad luck, Spider.
I don't think it's even bad luck, Pete. I think he heard the siren. It's amazing when they hear the siren. You know the game's finished. He just relaxed and he floated into the air, no tension at all.
Gavin Krasiska having a few words to Hayden Kennedy.
Hey, a good game of footy, though. This is just fantastic stuff. I mean, the crowd's buzzing, the scores are level, and both.
Some interesting ones. And probably the most surprising thing so far is the quiet form so far is Gavin Brown. Haven't seen much of him, have we?
No, we haven't yet, Pete. And, well, neither have we of Nicky Winmar, his direct opponent. So that's the first thing that Gavin would be out there to get control of.
Yeah, Winmar just 2 hand passes. Brown hasn't bothered the statistician. Second quarter from the MCG. Scores level. Monkhorst and Everett. Francis. Buckley. Spiral punt kick. Covers 60 metres. Wakeland, not Sierakowski, but Shanahan. Daniels pinned. Back to Shanahan. Thompson and Krasiska. Williams tries to get clear of Harvey. What a matchup. Williams wins that duel. Rocker just can't make ground. It's out of bounds. Left half forward flank for Collingwood.
I think from St Kilda's point of view, their concern would be that was Nathan Buckley's 9th kick. He's had 11 possessions already against Nathan Burke. So that is one matchup they would think about continuing or not.
Everett wins it. Francis has a free kick in the meantime, and it is going to Robert Harvey. Robert Harvey at right half back for the Saints. 2 best and fairest, 3 Whitten medals. Everett having a magnificent season, certainly his best. The Spiders kick. Huge pack of players. Wakeland was the real leaper. Burns taken to the ground. The umpire says that's holding the ball, and Wakeland will get the free kick at right half forward.
Well, that's all you can ask for. Consistency in umpiring. That was almost identical to the free kick against Zilla in the Collingwood forward line, so that's fair enough.
And that's what players want. Wakeland, a goal kicker. Shawball has done a good job on low so far. Gavin Brown tries for his first possession. It's a hand pass. Heatley couldn't control it. Kicked a goal in the first quarter from his only kick. While Liddell, big tackle. The umpire before that had played a free kick to the Magpies.
So Tony Francis from half back. very quickly on out towards the 200-gamer. Gavin Brown, but he's now being hassled and pressured by one of the younger generation. And Jones beautifully back to Winmar. Now the rebounds with the Saints. Tony Brown takes it.
Yes, and it was just a fantastic knock-on by Aussie Jones. He knew that he had Winmar supporting him at ground level. The Winmar call he could hear. And just have a look at this little knockback with the right hand, just to put your teammate in the van once Winmar had possession. Well, he gave it to Brown.
So Tony Brown now on the left foot, kicked the first goal of the game. This time just slides away to the left and the one behind. Austin Jones really at times plays with experience beyond his years, doesn't he?
Yes, he does play in intelligent wheels, doesn't he? I mean, he does think his way through the game extremely well.
And I suppose if you spend the amount of time at training as he does alongside Robert Harvey, you've got a fair chance of learning what the game's all about.
It's not a bad teacher.
Not a bad one at all. The Harvey dynasty will live on for another generation through Austin Jones, I'm sure. Watson brings the kick in with a long one outside half.
Longhorst, speaking of Aussie Jones, lovely balk around Nathan Buckley. That takes class. Michael, you'll have to be quick, and he is. Shawbull doing well on Stewie Lowe so far. Shawbull's kick from the back pocket. Oh, Buckley, what a grab, what a climb from the master.
He just had the sit on Harvey and he used it, didn't he? Jumped on his back.
Nathan Buckley, after a real spectacular grab. Anthony Rocker leads out from Wakeland to take the mark. And Jason Daniels, we know, has lost the long sleeve jersey. He came on to replace Young in the first quarter, and he's got a sleeveless one at the moment. This is the mark, brushes the tackle, Anthony Rocker.
It's the long penetration of the Buckley kick. I mean, to kick the ball 60 metres and a flat trajectory so it gets to the spot quickly. And Anthony Rocker was the forward who read it best.
First kick today for his 41st career goal. Collingwood make a change meantime. Osborne comes on. That's not a great kick from the younger Rocker.
Yes, that's Osborne on to replace Jason Taylor. Just a slight change to the Collingwood forward structure.
Justin Pickett, a very underrated defender. Huge crowd watching. Pickett kicks in effectively to the outer side. The mark is taken by Jason Jack Daniels.
Just held up slightly there, now kicks towards halfback, really falls in no man's land. The land now belongs to Nathan Buckley, who unloads from a long way out, bounces through from the behind.
I think most people would say, and it's true, that's poor tactics to use Jason Daniels short, because he's not a good kick of the ball, Jason Daniels. So even though you get away from the fullback position, you're still under extreme pressure.
So now Pickett asked to do it again. This time goes straight down the centre. Harvey's being set up over the top by Rocker. Williams gathers it across the body. Pickett charges the ball down, leaves Severio Rocker behind, paddles back towards Wild. Heats on. There he comes. Francis on the line.
It's a goal.
He's goal.
3 goals from close in, Collingwood. 2 in the first quarter, now 1 in the second.
Yes, it's been some very good goal line work. Those just keeping the ball running and a player able to run onto the ball on the goal line. Have a look at this situation here. It really looked like the St Kilda players had the ball cold here, but it was Wild was just able to get the ball clear. Tackle wasn't laid. Simple as that. The Wild tackle was broken.
93 career goals now for Tony Francis, approaching a major milestone goal-wise for him. Francis again, was he tackled without it? Didn't matter, still got the hand pass away. Krasiska back to Francis, a busy start for him. Rocker and Wakeland. Daniels tries to mop up, not a great kick. Francis again makes another contest of it, gets past Brown. Daniels on his back, out of bounds in front of Thompson for a throw-in. Let's go down to Russell Morris, who has some news for us on the boundary.
Yes, Peter. Jason Taylor's just been taken off, and also Sirakoski, because of a matchup, he's been taken off. Cripps on to Osborne. Richard Osborne on the field on the forward line.
Russell's kick should have been marked by Everett. Wakeland to Burke. Burke's kick to centre wing. At the back is Monkhorst, the big monkey. Smothered by Thompson. Pitched by Thompson. Shepherd by Lappin. Michael at the back tries to punch. Heatley, who's kicked one. Was it a free kick? Michael, still he goes. Brown Second touch for the day. Collingwood trying to get clear and set something up. They will. Shawbull to Burns. A bounce. Burns at centre wing. The crowd at fever pitch now. He kicks towards half forward. Patterson's kick up towards half forward. No mark taken. Cripps. Crowd says ball. The umpire says no.
Oh, doesn't all that go back to young Malcolm Michael up the full-back line there for Collingwood, the way he worked, being able to win the ball for the Collingwood side and the quick exchange of handball and run has very quickly put the St Kilda defence under pressure. Wakeland and Rocker. Francis running onto the ball, looking for the free kick. Buckley charges it down. Osborne just on the ground. He's goal! Richard Osborne, the veteran, coming on, replacing Taylor and picking up the goal.
Yes, and Jason Heatley is being interchanged with Vidovic. Yes, certainly the midfield situations are all with Collingwood, and the scoreboard is trapped. See how they've opened up the play, and Rocker just taller than Wakely in those contests, in those ruck contests down there. Anthony Rocker is going to get the ball running Collingwood's direction, and that was how that goal was set up.
.566 goals in an illustrious AFL career. Richard Osborne makes the difference. 13 points here at the G. Marnie's come on for Collingwood as the coaches ring the changes. Robert Harvey at half forward gets cannoned into. Will he get a free kick? Daniels is going to bring the ball back because...
Interesting, Pete. Everett went... Vidovic came on, went into the centre bounce. Everett went forward and Monkhurst went forward, which left Kwaziska as the ruckman in that centre bounce there.
Robert Harvey too far out to score. Oh, he's kicked a straight to Jason Wild, who said thanks very much. Will he give it to Monkhorst? He will. Having a good game, Monkhorst. He's been out of form. Not today, though. The kick by Patterson to half forward. And this man's having an excellent start to the game. First quarter, second quarter. Krasiska. Thompson stands his ground. He's off. Tackled by Russell. Thump. Now, if it's not holding the ball, it should be 50, you'd reckon. Thompson takes the kick. Lazar Vidovic at left centre wing. Joel Smith. Smith's kick to half forward. Ball clears the zone. Williams' kick back to Vidovic. Second touch. Oh, mammoth spiral punt kick down towards Lowe and Shawbull, and Lowe's got it.
Well, that was amazing, Pete. Shawbull had the sit. Had the sit to jump, but Lowe's body strength in the front position there. He just was able to not get too far under the ball, so that when he did jump, and his hands are so strong out in front, so that was really making a mark out of what I would say is a 40% chance.
Shawbull's done well, and the second mark of the day. He's had one kick so far, Stewie Lowe. Magpies leading by 13 points at the moment. Low kicks. He may have hooked it. Goal umpire will indicate one behind, so that's a bad miss, a position from which Sav Rocker missed a couple in the first quarter, and Stewie Lowe doing likewise in the second. 6-4 to 4-4. It's 2 goals, the margin in favour of Collingwood. Buckley to kick in.
So Lowe with his second mark for the game, not able to convert the goal, coming off 14 last weekend. Now the ball's with Buckley, who goes wide. And this is a very interesting matchup, Krasiska and Vidovic. Vidovic involved in the last couple of pushes forward by St Kilda, but he is matched one-on-one to Krasiska. Interesting to see which one of the coaches goes with the change first. It's well balanced. Watson from half back, kicks to half forward. Here's Vidovic now for St Kilda. The ball spills to the front. Peckett, cool in the crisis. Uses the ball well. Harvey in front, gets the free kick.
Yes, 2 completely different types of ruckmen. Obviously, in the ruck contest, Vidovic would kill Krasiska, but as an around-the-ground ball winner, well, that's where Collingwood hope Krasiska will be advantaged.
So Harvey goes long. The spoil there from the Collingwood defence, only as far as Smith. Everett sat back. Everett's got it. He should run on. No, he doesn't. Monkhurst gets there. Now there's the payoff, isn't it?
Well, what happened before that, when that ball came into centre half forward, Monkhurst came out and affected the spoil, punched it forward. But when Smith was the one who got the ball, well, then Everett was clear back.
One goal already on the left foot. They're applauding it through. Stewie likes it. It's his second goal. So St Kilda pick up the goal. They're first in the second quarter after Collingwood got the first two.
Yeah, it's just an interesting decision by Collingwood to send Monkhurst back with Everett. I'm just not so sure whether Monkhurst is capable of playing a defender against Everett. He certainly can compete in the ruck work. But here we see, this was just unfortunate, really, that Monkhurst went forward, spoiled the ball. Everett hung back, but got rewarded.
Goal number 135, Peter Everett. 2 goals today. Anthony Rocker moved up to the centre circle. He's going to contest with Big Lazar, won by Vidovic. Krasiska having a great game, as I've mentioned. Watson, a little gift to Buckley. Longer hand pass to the advantage of Williams, whose disposal usually good. Sav couldn't take that one. Wakelet and Shanahan there to mop up. Marnie goes at it solidly. It's out of bounds. Well, he brained a photographer over there.
And interesting, Daniels has come up into the midfield to actually pick up Buckley, so that's certainly a win for Buckley and St Kilda.
Vidovic and Sav Rocker. Lazar gets the front posse. Thompson pinned. Saints out of defence effectively, not for very long perhaps. Aussie Jones's kick lands in no man's land and centre wing. Wakeland tackled by Michael. Fantastic grab. Kick again from Aussie Jones down towards left half forward. That's as far as it's going. The boundary umpire's a mile behind the play, but it's out of bounds on the full. That's what Gavin Brown says. Hayden Kennedy says something else, because the boundary umpire, as I said, 200 yards behind the play, and he gets the rascal.
I don't know what happened there. Simply the boundary umpire may not have known it. Certainly floated out across the line.
Monkhurst, Everett, Joel Smith. Good tackle, Gavin Brown. Bounce is going to be a factor. Williams, the 2 number 10s, Everett. Joel Smith could make them pay. Long shot at goal. That's well wide of the mark. The behind post and/or Stewie Lowe. A throw in 5 metres from the scoring area at the halfway stage of the second quarter. The pace of the game catches up with everybody eventually. And that boundary umpire was a long way back. Can't blame him for that, I guess. Longhorst slapped out the front. Williams and Harvey. 2 of the greats of the current game. Joel Smith coming into it in the second quarter. Oh, plenty of time to steady. He kicks and he goals. He had a fortnight to kick that. Scores again level.
Yes, he's an excellent finisher, Joel Smith. It really was just this flurry in that forward 50. He got the ball out near the boundary line, and I suppose the right foot across the body. Monkhurst went wide, and maybe Williams should have kept it out. He should have just turned back outside. But the blind hand pass in defence, well, you're just hoping that it's going to go to your teammate. Went to Smith, of course, and he was the one who goaled.
So a touch of class from Joel Smith brings his side back to level pegging with Collingwood. Tony Brown, the quick kick out for the Saints. Everett, if Everett doesn't get you, Low will. Great mark from the big man. He's going to his partner in crime. Height, got it. They are big men, whichever way you look at it.
See, the problem is Monkhurst cannot run with the lead. Everett is actually a key forward as well as a ruckman. This is just strong hands. Everett, we just know that when he touches the ball, he's likely to mark it. But Everett just led away from the ball.
Going for goal number 3, Peter Everett. He slipped it across to the left-hand side and the one behind.
As I say, Monkhurst could float around the ground with Everett, but when it becomes that sort of burst of acceleration when Everett led to the ball end, Monkhurst just can't quite go with him. He's got the height, but he just hasn't quite got the speed.
So, Lee, how critical has the loss of Mark Richardson been? A late withdrawal before today's game.
Well, I'm sure Mark Richardson would be filling that defensive role if he was on the field or available.
That behind puts St Kilda in front again. These two sides have had some titanic struggles over recent times. This one's shaping up as one more low again, but he couldn't quite grasp that. Free kick, though. Low, who's kicking has improved certainly in the last few seasons. Marking contest, sure ball to Buckley. And Buckley just goes for the boundary line. Didn't find it. Brown, was he out? No, he wasn't. Wakeland, free second. To score, it's only a minor one.
And I think just maybe at the moment with Daniels going on to Buckley, he'll really play a really negative role on Buckley. Since that's happened, St Kilda have just worked their way back into the play in general play quite well, I think.
And with all respect, that is the best use of Jason Daniels.
You've got to be a tagger. You don't really want him to get the ball. You want him to stop an opposition player getting it.
If he can stop Buckley, he'll be doing a good job. Buckley runs and kicks long. Gavin Brown, his target, has to punch it away from Jones. A little give from Vidovic. Jones on his own, Lappin. Marking in front of Patterson. Everett the target. The big spider nearly. Snap at goal from Joel Smith, was it? No, it wasn't. That was Wakeland. One behind.
And we saw, Terry, the disadvantage or the danger of kicking the ball long down the middle. Even though Gavin Brown was the target, when St Kilda gained possession, there's so many free St Kilda zone players to be used, and they got the shot at goal but missed.
And I thought it was a great kick from Lappin, deliberately putting it up into the air so that Spider Everett could utilise the real advantage he has in height. He didn't mark it on that occasion, but it came to ground. Wakeland had the chance. Heatley waiting to get his second go on the ground. Here's the next kick in. Harvey spinning this way, pushing that way. Gives it to Brown. He's on his favoured left foot. He's inside 50. He's hooked it. Another behind. The second to Tony Brown.
Now it's St Kilda's turn to left Collingwood off the hook. All of a sudden, in this last 5 minutes, St Kilda have had the ball really in the game, played in their forward 50, but missed a few shots.
So it's 2 goals, 6 to St Kilda in this second quarter, compared to Collingwood, who have kicked the 2 goals, 2. Burns looking at all his options. There's the kick in. He goes long out towards halfback.
The Saints have kicked 4 behinds in a row. Low from Daniels. Everett again. The spider is weaving a web.
See, the other thing that's happening here is Monkhorst is playing as a kick-in option out wide. So when the ball does come back quickly, Monkhorst isn't there to get his height up against Everett.
Great mark in front of Burns. He runs around the spider, onto the left, snaps. I think he may have missed. That's 5 behinds in a row now to St Kilda. Maybe costly misses in the ultimate wash-up. 2 goals, 2 kicked by Peter Everett. The difference is 5 points. Krasiska, he's got a sore head at the moment, Gavin. 6-9 to 6-4. But Krasiska for the Magpies is having a particularly good game. Buckley getting plenty of advice from the St Kilda fans down there. He'll go to Michael.
That's just the get-out position, Pete. Go out wide and short and then just assess your options.
Buckley again. The best option from the back pocket. 7 minutes left in the half. Shawball has done a good job so far on Stewie Lowe. Oh, kick drop short. And Aussie Jones turned around short, going straight for his chest. Clever ball. Jones's kick up towards full forward again. Everett the target. Couldn't complete the mark. Win mark, and he weaves some magic. He snaps. He misses. 6 behinds in a row to St Kilda.
And while that bit of play was going on, Anthony Rocker has been pushed into defence to play as the tall defender against Everett. Monkhorst, I would think, back into the conventional ruck role.
Number 17, Scott Burns to kick in, runner-up in the best and fairest last year at Victoria Park. 6-10 to 6-4.
Inboard to Buckley. If he's not kicking off himself, he generally receives that short one. Looking to take control of the game here, calling for someone out wide. Gives it now back to Burns. Still inside the defensive 50. Monkhorst has set himself on the wing. He's pitted to Lowe and Vidovic, and I think that's what's holding Collingwood up here. We're now looking to switch the play and get a break. Needs to bounce favourably for Russell. It doesn't. Burke thumps it back to Everett. Settles on 50. The big left foot. It's going long. Michael Rocker is back there. Takes the saving mark on the last line of defence. Anthony Rocker asked to go back and play in defence. Umpire Hayden Kennedy resetting him on the mark. Asking him to do that again now. Goal kicker finding himself back in defence. Kicks it long. Monkhorst low. Osborne from behind. Doesn't clear it. Cripps very quickly out. A good quick kick. Push from Rocker. Was it okay? It was okay. The mark's awarded to him. Quickly onto the left foot. Out wide. Bounces for Brown. Fumble from Brown. Flicks it on. Winmar charges the ball down. Likewise does Liddell. Keeps it in front of himself. Has Everett to beat. Feeds it on out into the path of Francis. The Magpies building now through the centre of the ground. A couple of bounces, assessing all options. Tony Francis kicks towards Severio Rocker. Over the top. Mark taken there by Cripps, a low down.
Cripps started on the bench. Judge that best. Burke loses out. Good mark, Liddell. Squares the ball for Williams. Williams at left centre wing. Wakeland kicks into Russell. Ball flipped out to Jones, making his presence felt in this term. Harvey's hand pass effective again to Jones.
Oh, great.
That is magnificent stuff. Brown on the burst, inside 50, deserves a goal. Will they get it? Everett at the back. Yes, the mark. No, he has to play on. Snaps, and he's got it. Oh, was it touched? It's a goal. 17 to 6-4, 12 points St Kilda lead by.
Well, haven't we spoke about Aussie Jones? He took the ball from the half-back line, gave it again, got it back, and then this must have been a 25-metre left-hand handball, and he set up Brown here, who just couldn't quite. I think he was going for goal, and here Everett didn't mark the ball, but he was able to snap it through. That rebound football the last couple of minutes from end to end, gee, that was exhilarating stuff.
So 3 goals to Big Peter Everett, 2 in this second quarter. Having pushed forward and playing in that forward pocket, Monkhorst did have the job on him, now back into the centre bounce area against Vidovic, but they can't. The Saints are not to be denied. Burke, Harvey, eventually to Daniels. The kick of Jason Daniels right to the square. Low! Well, they are on fire, the Saints.
Well, there's no doubt about early in the game, Collingwood with the team on top, and St Kilda hung in there by just kicking a few goals against the trend of play. But now in this last 10 minutes, he had to sit Stewie low. Once he gets the 2 hands on the ball, it's good night nurse. You know he's going to mark it, and that was just strong stuff.
Well, we thought he took market the day before, but that one was even better.
Big Stewie Lowe going for his first for the afternoon. Should not miss from 10 out. He has. He has thumped the woodwork. That was Stewie Lowe about 4 or 5 years ago. Correct.
Well, you could see it, Terry. He leant back. As he kicked the ball, you could see his weight was coming back, and he has to get his head over the ball and make sure he gets his foot through the ball straight. Failed to do it, hooked the ball into the goalpost. Pretty much, it's a very demoralising miss for St Kilda, when it would have been a great lift had he kicked what should have been an easy goal.
3 goals, 9 they've kicked this quarter. Buckley kicks in. Patterson. So Collingwood had much more of the football in the first quarter. They were only level at quarter time. St Kilda have had much more of this quarter, and they can't put the majors on. 9 behinds. Winmar. Can he make amends? Low. Bombs it long. Michael, good mark in front of Everett. Assistance from Rocker, certainly. Burns at right half back. Measures his pass up to Shawball. Winmar late on the scene. Might get 50. No, he tries to play on. Daniels dragged. Ball falls loose. Chance for Buckley through some heavy traffic. Good tackle, Thompson. Brown onto Patterson. Patterson's kick up inside 50, and the mark has been taken by Cripps in front of Osborne. Cripps from centre half back as the clock ticks down to half time. Under 3 minutes remaining in the term. Goes out wide. Son of Factor. Vidovic. Out to Harvey. Williams in hot pursuit. Not a good kick. A little bit too wide for the champ. It's out of bounds on centre wing. And Robert Harvey in typical pose, hands on hips, looks distressed until he gets the ball, then he makes you look silly. Throw in. Vidovic wins it. Wild. Thompson. Burke will go off the ground. Brown and Winmar. Burke kicks to half forward. Harvey this time kicks it, goal, and pops it through. He can make you pay. He did there.
Yes, he did. I was just saying, about the middle of the first quarter, St Kilda took Harvey out of the centre square, but since he came back into it late in the first quarter, all of a sudden he's just started to get all the ball in the centre square.
So St Kilda with the last 4 goals of the game and now lead by 19 points. Robert Harvey, the goal scorer there in the last one, on fire. Nathan Burke doing the tackling there on Gavin Krasiska, pulling the ball up.
Those couple of matchups of wheels. Burke out there on the wing on Krasiska. That's done well, St Kilda. Daniels has just quietened Buckley that little bit, and this has helped St Kilda just surge to this lead.
Ball to half forward for Collingwood. Wild in front. Cripps now. Burrows in for St Kilda. Richard Osborne riding him like the jockey. Jason Cripps, really one of the cornerstones of the versatility that Stan Hills has for his side. Tony Shaw looking on. Shaw in charge of his 40th AFL game as his side now scrubs it into half forward. Jones attacks the ball. So does Jason Daniels. Comes out. A controlled kick towards the wing. Lappin in front. Francis does the roving. Has time to settle himself. Pick an option. Does. Gives it there to Patterson. Hit it against Austin Jones. Patterson now kicks to within goal scoring range. It's all Saints. Vidovic casually, calmly takes the ball. Gives it to Daniels again. Across the ground. Looking for Smith. It'll bounce right there in his path. Feeds on up over the top. St Kilda building something. Peckett back to Smith. Left foot to half forward. Winmar in front position. Brown spoils. It's all Saints at ground level. Lappin back to Smith. He's followed the ball well up. Kicks it. Everett. Height. Spoil there from behind was good. Monkhorst to do the roving. To Russell. Russell now at half back away for the Pies.
Scotty Russell decides to have a bounce. Draws a man. Wasn't a good tactic as it turned out. In the end, he got it back to Richard Osborne, who started on the bench and has already kicked a goal in this quarter. Saints with the numbers. Vidovic, he's done well since he came on. Lappin gets it back. Peckett, not a good hand pass. Daniels gives him support. Lovely ball. Well played, Jack, over the head of Burke. If he can get there, he cannot. Courage needed there. Ran it. Krasiska hard. Liddell. Back to Krasiska. A little give. Liddell with his left. Goes at goal. Misses one behind or out of bounds. It's one of the goal umpire. I think he scored. He has.
He has got a lot of things going for him, Jason Daniels, but his kicking skills really let him down. Again, he was able to set the ball up out of the St Kilda defence, but the kick missed its target, and that allowed Collingwood to have a shot at goal.
Peckett kicks in. Ziller in the back pocket, close to siren time. There is the siren to end the first half. A good quarter by the Saints because they started the second quarter dead level at 4-2 apiece, and they kicked 4 goals, 9 that quarter to Harvey with 11 and 4. Everett.
Don't those 3 goals put Peter Everett right up there, Pete? He's certainly the most dangerous player when he's resting down in that forward pocket.
We start the second half at the MCG. The difference is 18 points in favour of the Saints. They could be a lot further ahead. Daniel still on Buckley, but Buckley gets the first kick away from the third quarter. Up towards Osborne. Didn't attempt the mark. Thompson feigned the hand pass and then kicks up to a contest. Lappin in front, Russell behind. It's the latter that comes down with the football. He'd been paid the mark and then decides to play on. Lappin to Peckett. Peckett at left centre wing puts the Saints into attack. Looking for Everett. Couldn't find him. Burns. Put Shawble under the hammer there. Back to Taylor. On to Lapham. Plenty of options for him. He decides to go long. Michael in front. Oh, great mark has been taken by Wakeland. Shane Wakeland's kicked 1 goal 2 so far. Just better judgment there. Judged it to perfection.
Well, I think it's good to be in front in footy as long as you're not too far under the ball and the guy behind you hasn't got a few steps to run and jump. And Michael's, the ball would have maybe dropped right on his head if he'd stood still. But Wakeland had the 3 or 4 steps from behind and was just able to kind of use Michaels to get his elevation up to mark the ball.
Both Wakelands in the side today. Darryl number 15. Shane for his second. From 40 metres out. Crowd likes it. He's got the goal. 4 goals the difference. And that's just what Tony Shaw didn't want to start the third term.
Yes, the first goal of the third quarter. I mean, the problem is, I suppose, psychologically, one, it can be a bit of a downer for Collingwood, obviously, which it is. But on the other side of the coin, if St Kilda think, OK, we've kicked the first goal, now we've got it, that can be a downer as well. But certainly, regardless of all that, you'd much prefer to get that first goal to get you going in the second half.
So Tony Shaw looking on as he now sees his side trailing by 4 goals as a result of the Wakeland goal. Smith creates space, gives it to Harvey. Beautiful kick. Wakeland for the second time. Wakeland kicked 1 in the first, just kicked the first goal of this third quarter moments ago. Returned to the side last week for his first game for the year, picked up a goal. So hasn't played with his twin brother all that much this year, but certainly has taken hold of the opportunity. Going for goal number 3 personally. It floats across, and eventually, with Stewie Lowe's assistance, it's over the line for a behind.
And it's interesting that Everett has remained at that full forward line position, and Vidovic has remained in the ruck. So St Kilda have kept their structure that finished the second quarter. Collingwood have changed a few things. Russell, for instance, has gone to halfback, and Jason Taylor is the tall defender given the assignment on Everett.
So Buckley just to himself. He's brought 20 metres, 30 metres, approaching 50. Has to get the kick away, does now, long towards the wing, bringing it slightly back inboard. Thompson for St Kilda, on knees, wide over to Harvey, a great little push on. The hard turf in the centre of the MCG, making the ball difficult to read on the bounce, but Smith can do it. Kicks up high, low from behind. Schwabel in front, that's a great mark.
Been a good duel that. Schwabel was on top early. Lowe took a couple of spectacular grabs late in the second quarter. Patterson at right centre wing for Collingwood. Wakeland, Liddell, Anthony Rocker. Ball over the boundary line for throw-in. 70 metres from Collingwood's goal. The Magpies want a quick reply if they're to stay in touch in this vital game for them. A game out of the 8 on percentage before the round got underway. They must win today. It's becoming a pretty tall order. That might be a little high. It wasn't, according to Hayden Kennedy. Tony Francis might have a few words to him when he gets up. Anthony Rocker against Darryl Wakeland. Now he gets an effective tap. Harvey off a step. Russell, better use of the body. He's going to square the ball. Monkhorst started well in the first quarter. Big Monkeys kick up the half forward. That's a good mark. He's down from defence. He kicked in only moments back, and now he's got a chance to kick at goal. Nathan Buckley. And the way he kicks a footy, you'd suggest, Barney, that he get the distance from there.
Oh, no doubt with the distance. It's only a matter of whether he can kick accurate, but a good, strong mark. I mean, they're going to need an enormous second half out of Buckley. I mean, he's had an enormous first half. Look, 20-odd possessions early in the third quarter.
Nathan Buckley from 48 metres. Got the distance, but it drifted away to the left for one behind.
And I think we saw Buckley do what Lowe did early in the quarter. Sometimes he'll lean back on the kicks, and you see him sort of trying to steer the ball and getting phased by the fact that there's the goals there rather than just running and kicking the ball straight.
So Collingwood have only come back from trailing at half-time once this year to win, and that was last week against Melbourne. So it's a task that they've been asked to do on numerous occasions. Haven't been able to do it this year. Osborne working with Buckley, trying to set something across half forward. Money in, Liddell on the left foot, right to the top of the square. The Saints have got it covered by Burke. Just dropping back Nathan Burke, controlling, patrolling, in charge. One of the co-captains of the Saints. The second year he's had that honour with Stuart Lowe. To Zilla. Zilla takes Rocker on and wins with pace. A bounce outside. Kicks to Wakeland. He settles, decides to go long. Lappin from behind, Winmar in front, Brown in the middle. Lappin does the roving to Daniels, charging down the ground. The wobbly kick into forward line. Lowe couldn't make much of that. Big Lazar Vidovic, he'll pick it up on 50. Has a look, the kick's smothered. It's held up there. Wright's under pressure from Burke. Vidovic gets a second go. Handball, misses Harvey. He'll make something of this without doubt. Watch this. Away he goes. Kicks beautifully to Lowe.
And didn't we see that skill from Robert Harvey that he does better than I think anyone I've seen, that ability to weave his way through and accelerate on the turn. Have a look at this here, the way he just weaved his way through, weight on his left foot, weight on his right foot, backs his acceleration to beat Monkhurst, and then sets up Lowe. He has got fantastic balance and acceleration with it.
Playing on him would drive you mad, wouldn't it?
Oh.
Huh?
And he seemingly doesn't move all that far in that evasion piece, but
It's the sway of the hips, isn't it, Wheels? The sway of the hips.
Great skills.
so Lowe still searching for his first goal after hitting the woodwork from 10 metres out. I'd say he's tossed it up. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but it's been forced through for just a behind. So St Kilda now up to 9 goals, 13 behinds. Collingwood 6-6.
25 points the margin. He plays at both ends of the ground. He kicks in a lot. Nathan Buckley, he's had 17 kicks so far.
And the one thing this does, Wheels, it breaks the tag, doesn't it? Because Daniels won't go down with him when he kicks in.
Which he does effectively. Magpies trying to set something up now. Right, he'll do that from half back. Not a good kick. Beats Peckett. Francis pressures him. Still Peckett. Did well to try to get the hand pass away. Zilla picked it up at the boundary line. Was too close to throw in 60 metres out, left half forward.
And what Peckett,
he's not bad, is he, Peckett?
No, he was good. He kept the ball in front of him, didn't he? He just had to make sure he kept the ball in front of him. Boundary line's his best friend. Kept it running sideways. Good effort.
Krasiska nearly. Francis runs into Thompson. All wrapped up. Hayden Kennedy will bounce it again. Still left half forward for the Magpies. Goalless so far in the third quarter.
An interesting, Pete, about 50 metres goal side of this ball up is Nathan Buckley. He's trying to play as a forward 50 player, and he kicks in. You're right, he's going to cover a lot of ground.
Joel Smith, Burns, Osborne has kicked a goal. He did that in the second quarter when he came on. Gee, somebody was being held there. It was Buckley, nothing for it. The crowd saw it, the umpires didn't. Rocker taken down in the tackle. That's Anthony Rocker from Daryl Wakeland. And the umpire will ball it up.
And it was interesting, there was a directive that went out this week saying the umpires are going to be very careful and watch closely the illegal body contact that prevents a player having free access to the marking contest.
And Buckley having a bit to say. Burns up high. Peckett, great defender, very much underrated. Lowe doesn't get the bounce he wants. Shawball quickly to right. Good tackle, Winmar. Kick off the side of the bird. Aussie Jones, a juggle and away he goes. It's a foot race. Patterson chases. He kicks to half forward. Everett in front. Collingwood with the numbers. Michael will give to Russell. Scotty Russell looks upfield. What are the options for him? He's got Burns. Burns at half back. It's kick for kick at the moment. Nathan Burke on centre wing. Oh, Zilla. Good use of the body. Gets the footy back again. Over the top to Burke. Krasiska's got him. Gavin Krasiska battles it towards his teammate in Burns. Taken over the boundary line in front of the members for a throw-in as Collingwood make a change.
An interesting, Monkhurst off and Watson on. I don't know what they're going to do with the ruck position here. We'll just have to watch and just see what happens.
And Heatley came on for St Kilda in a double change as we approach the halfway mark of the quarter.
So Everett with a height advantage, but Jason Taylor wins it for the Collingwood side. Smith round the body. Pressure was good from Watson.
I've got a feeling what we're going to do here, Cole, what Collingwood are going to do. Collingwood are going to keep Taylor on Everett, I would suspect, and Vidovic has come off the ground, so Monkhurst has come off with him.
That's a Freudian slip there, Barney. We'll put that down to you.
So at halfback, Gavin Krasiska, he approaching a milestone himself. Today's 198th game, but that was not the kick from a player with that sort of experience. Nathan Burke working the game to the nth degree there.
And I'm incorrect in that. Everett's come onto the ball. I've got no idea who's in the ruck for Collingwood. He's about 5 foot tall, the bloke who is. We'll try and pick it up. Maybe it's Shane Watson.
So Lowe takes it in the left, kicks with the right, all in one movement. Lappin overruns the ball. Scotty Russell to right from the halfback. Kicks now down towards Osborne and Cripps. Cripps pushes. Bounce to Buckley. Feeds back on out. Osborne comes again. St Kilda just trying to surge the ball forward. Pushing it, weaving it. Patterson out to Buckley. He's away. There is no one coming at him. He'll settle on 50, outside 50. Go long, go strong. Goal. Hold. He tests. He pushes to the limits.
Well, he did, yes, and a good long kick from the 50-metre mark. As I said, he's going to have to do a lot this quarter, Nathan Buckley. He's done a lot in the first half, and Collingwood were well behind on the scoreboard. He's going to have to be special this quarter. And as we're talking here, Severio Rocker has actually pushed up the field to do the ruck work.
$55 metres plus goal from Nathan Buckley. St Kilda had kicked the previous 5 goals. It's 48-67. A glimmer of hope for the Pies. Can they capitalise? Francis from centre half back wobbles it towards centre wing. It's going to be a foot race out here. It's won by the Saints, and guess who? Robert Harvey onto Everett. 2 of their stars today. Everett almost laconically. Brown intercepting the 200 gamer. Shawbull has had the job on Stewie Lowe. It's been an enthralling contest. Liddell marking in front of Zuba, in front of the members stand. 48-67. Nathan Buckley pinned by Jason Daniels, who started on the bench.
And this is Collingwood's ruckman, Shane Watson.
Not a great kick, or was it? It was low. It was a mark. Rocker read it well. I thought it might have been just a little bit too low for him to pick up.
And what Collingwood have done with the ruck position, Severio Rocker came up from full forward to do the centre bounce, but Shane Watson is basically the free player opposed now to Peter Everett. And again, this is what Collingwood need. They used Watson when he got clear, and then he used the ball accurately to give Anthony Rocker a shot at goal.
Anthony Rocker's kicked only the one behind today. This will be his 4th kick. It's a long kick. Distance shouldn't present any problem to him. Vital kick for Collingwood. It's up. It's high. It's wide. It's one behind or out of bounds. The 2 umpires confer there. It's one behind. So 2 behinds for the day to Anthony Rocker. 7-7 to 9-13. And that makes a difference of 2 goals for, or 16 points. Justin Peckett will kick in.
Peckett, one of 7 Saints players to play every game this year. So there's some degree of strength in that, but they're under pressure here where the kickoff didn't go where he wanted it to. Cripps doing the cleaning up work, and virtually from the same position that Peckett kicked in, they have another go at it. Everett slaps it down with both hands to Thompson. He under pressure. Handball doesn't clear the area. Wright has a chance on the left foot. Let's go at him. He's got it. The Pies are coming back. The last 2 goals for Collingwood, Buckley and now Wright.
Yes, very poor defence by St Kilda right then, wasn't it? They came from the back pocket across goals through Cripps. And here we see the situation from Thompson. I don't know what he thought, but handballing inside. No St Kilda player there. And Wright, he just about got himself into trouble, but then came left. And all of a sudden, there's a bit of a sniff for Collingwood. They're back in this game.
105 career goals to Graham Wright. Collingwood kicking the last 2. There's a St Kilda player down. It's Joel Smith.
He was going to be the recipient of the short kick-in that basically set up this Collingwood goal, even though it may have happened 15 seconds later when it wasn't a clean kick. Smith was pretty badly hit as in the marking contest went to ground. And of course Collingwood have kicked the goal, but now the stretcher is on the field and Smith will be off for at least the next part of the game.
And one of their goal kickers this year too. 22 goals against his name as the Saints players take a chance to regroup. Robert Harvey is telling them a few home truths. (11-3) today for Joel Smith.
He's really starting to come of age, Joel Smith, as a player,
Well,
isn't he?
One of the things that he's done, he's actually playing half on. Here we see this situation here. Oh, that fortunately, I thought it was a knock, but it's a lower leg injury, unfortunately for Joel Smith.
Yeah, that doesn't look good. Russell Morris will get some news on that first, but I think what we saw...
With the knee going away, it's not supposed to go, Pete.
No, that doesn't look good. The crowd's just seated on the big screen here and winced like we did. And you see this happen so often.
Yes, it's a player diving low for the ball. Just coincidentally, I know it's perverse, but Richard Osborne actually hurt his knee badly a fair few years ago in exactly the same kind of incidents. It was then Richard Osborne, of course, who rolled into the ball, into Smith's leg.
Well, he can empathise with him. Of course, Matthew Young off with a shoulder injury. Now Smith off. Stretcher off the ground and the game continues. Rocker in the ruck for Collingwood. Down to Williams. 2-on-1 in favour of St Kilda. Osborne. They kicked the last 2. Can he make it 3 in a row? That's a great snap. Here come the Magpies. Osborne second. And Collingwood's 9th. The difference is 6 points.
And set up, of course, by Severio Rocker in the centre bounce here, as we will see. He jumped, he was able to palm the ball to Williams. If you can get the ball from the ruck directly to a centre bounce player straight down the centre corridor, then the ball hits the ground. Well, it's a matter of who's going to get to it first. Fantastic finish this by Richard Osborne. I mean, he really had to curl the ball back over his left shoulder. This game's alive now.
The tide is changing. Richard Osborne, the 4th most experienced player playing AFL football, gets the goal, and the Pies from the centre bounce surge forward again. It's Williams, he's in range, he's 45 out, he's dead in front, he missed it.
Not often you'd see him miss from there.
The game has swung, no doubt about that at all. Collingwood has everything.
I wouldn't be surprised if St Kilda think very seriously of getting Vidovic back into the ruck. I mean, Rocker just in those couple of times has just jumped over the top of Everett. St Kilda may be a better suited in this game with Vidovic actually in the ruck and Everett up as a forward.
So Collingwood's centre bounce performance over the last 4 or 5 minutes has been quite critical in the context of the game. They've won from that position. Beckett, Rocker in front. Tony Jones, the 50-game player, on the left foot. Out towards Lappin. Bounces, doesn't favour him. Burns gathers the ball. Buckley on the run from the wing. Here's the pass. There's the mark. Chad Liddell, front position there on Zilla.
He had to really stretch for that one, didn't he?
And it's interesting that Liddell is small, well, relatively small. You know, you're 6 foot plus in the old language, and he's opposed to Zilla. So this matchup's not bad for Collingwood. If it's a ball in the air, well, Liddell is going to be stronger overhead.
Most people would remember Chad Liddell in the night series of 1995 when he took all before him as a young player from the Southern under-18s. On the left foot, outside the square, Rocker and Wakelin. Wakelin happy to force it over the line and out of bounds. Anthony Rocker yet to score a goal, a couple of behinds, giving him 29 goals, 18 behinds for the season, so generally accurate. He does the ruck work in the front position. Osborne, the old legs really on fire at the moment. And again, another boundary throw-in, half forward. Richard Osborne, there's only Paul Roos, Chris Langford and Andy Buse who have played more games of AFL football than this man running around at the moment.
Vidovic preparing to come back on as you speak, Terry.
Sierakowski, the player to come off.
And Vidovic back onto the field on centre wing. Play in the back pocket at the moment. Thompson nearly gets cleaned up by Osborne. Thompson still in, he's in play. The ball's out of play, and it'll be thrown in.
And just to check a few stats for the quarter, I mean, Collingwood have come with a burst. Who's done it for them? Buckley's had 9 possessions this quarter. He's continued on. He's owning the ball today. So Daniels will have to tighten up on him from St Kilda's point of view. Apart from that, just a fairly even spread across the Collingwood team.
And injury worries for St Kilda with only a couple of bad injuries. Young with a shoulder injury, that's out of bounds on the full, and we saw Joel Smith carted from the field on a stretcher only a few minutes back, so he won't be coming back. It's going to be a free kick for out of bounds on the full. Richard Osman's going to take it. Too far out to score from there, you'd reckon. He's kicked 2 goals today. Over 500 career goals to Aussie. Rocker makes a lead. He goes back again. Osborne centres it. Both Rockers are there. Sav up high, nearly Francis with the left, couldn't bend it back. Probably could have made more of that one, but one behind, kicked by Tony Francis. 1-1 his tally for the day.
He's very good on his left side, Tony Francis, but that one just didn't come through.
4 points is the difference.
And Russell, Matty Young, what's the story with him, mate?
Yes, he's got a grade 1 AC joint in his shoulder, so he's all taped up. He may have had a shot, so I'm not too sure whether he's able to come on. So if that's the case, David Sierakowski is the only freshman on the St Kilda bench. Problems for the Saints.
Thanks, Fly. Put a jumper on. Cripps up towards centre wing. Whistle. Push out. Free kick. Collingwood. Rocker, the recipient of the umpire's decision.
So Severio covering a lot of ground now. When he had a go at Mark just a moment ago. Let's go a big torpedo. It's all him, Peckett. Deep in the pocket. Has a look for the switch. They're going to work it through Cripps. In turn, in short to Harvey, confronted. Has the target, it's Vidovic. He decides to go long towards low. Front position, Schwabel, great spoil. Burns works with Buckley. He has space, he has time, he has Daniels nowhere near him. On the left foot. Shanahan front, Rocker behind. Mark to Rocker.
That was a great mark, wasn't it? See, we've seen some grabs today.
Boy, this game has gone in ebbs and flows, hasn't it? All of a sudden, in this latter half of this third quarter, Collingwood are just dominating the game. Picked him up on the scoreboard. He'll kick the distance easy. Anthony Rocker. Just a matter, can he kick it straight? Even a guy who kicks as strong as Anthony Rocker, to kick 50 metres accurately is a bit of a task.
A goal would put Collingwood in front.
The lead has already changed hands 6 times in this particular match. So this for the 7th. 4 points down at Collingwood. Here's the kick. It's right there. It's on the line. It's through. St Kilda still lead. 3 behinds to Anthony Rocker. Really, you just get the sense now that he could burst open with a couple of quick goals, couldn't he?
Well, it's because Severio Rocker is going into the centre square to do the ruck contest. He's basically still hanging out around that half-forward line. So Anthony Rocker is now Collingwood's main full-forward line target.
Justin Peckett, before Pack stands at the G, kicks in, goes to the outer side. Zimmer. Taking plenty of time. He'll get the hurry on in a minute. Osborne late on the scene. Brown is down. A little bit dazed after that marking contest. Let's watch it again, see what happens. Osborne collects him and he hits the deck hard, but he's okay. Marty sharks it from the throw-in. Wakeland can't outmark Rocker, who goes down holding his face. I don't know whether he's putting on a bit of a show there or whether he did cop one, but there's no 50-metre penalty.
I think this is where St Kilda have to think about making the change of putting Shanahan now onto Rocker. Whichever of the Rocker brothers is playing in the true full-forward position, let Shanahan play as much as possible at full-back and let Wakeland then sort of just pick up the guy further up the field, which at the moment is Severio Rocker, and let Vidovic be the legitimate ruckman rather than just trying to cover Rocker.
He obviously did cop one, but the umpire didn't agree that it was 50 metres. Hasn't scored a goal today. He's kicked, I think you said 3 behinds, Terry, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right, Pete.
Darryl Wakeland there, number 15. Here's Gavin Dorr. Now a goal here again would put Collingwood in front. They trail at the moment by 3 points, 9-13 to 9-10. Distance won't be a factor. It's a pretty acute angle, probably the most difficult shot he's had today. Drops it okay. Again drifts off to the left. So 4 behinds to Anthony Rocker, and the difference still less than a kick. It's 2 points, 67 to 65. 5.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Justin Peckett will again bring the ball back into play.
Shading his eyes from the sun. And a beautiful day here in Melbourne, a cloudless blue sky above the packed stands of the MCG. Peckett, the little short kick to himself, an extra bounce. Now out towards Vidovic and Rocker. Vidovic in the front position. Thompson gives the running support. Kicks right into the back of Paul Williams. Daniels gathers the loose ball to Lowe. A long way out from goal. Has Lappin lurking in front of him. Decides to go long. Lappin's coming back as the rover. Here he is. Winmar there with him. Brown is with him. And the ball just slips over for a boundary throw-in.
Interestingly, Gavin Brown still hasn't had a kick.
And Nicky Winmar just 2 himself. Winmar 2 kicks, 3 handballs.
They've cancelled each other out, haven't they? Shame, really.
It is a shame, but more often than not, that's the first objective of the defender. Here's Lappin trying to squeeze one through some bodies. Taylor attacks it. Well hit back into play. And the Leyland boy, Alan Mike, forces it over for a behind. Stan Alves under pressure early in the year, when his side's only win in the first 5 weeks was against Collingwood. Since then, they've won 9 out of their last 12. They're really under pressure at this particular stage of the game. Watson to bring the ball back in. Krasiska offering him something. Lowe's there with him. Still hesitant. Has another go. Goes very close to the line. Out towards Krasiska and Lowe. Lowe spoils it down. Russell. Hustle and bustle by a couple of Saints. Brown into tackle. Zilla's in there. Vidovic. A little bit of volleyball in the air. Now it's back to ground level. Winmar, Russell. They're all in it. Umpire Hayden Kennedy allowing the boys to sort it out themselves. Brown, a big loping handball out to some space. But here's Harvey. He'll clean this game up with something. Tosses it up high, giving Wakeland the chance. Hovers in the air. Plays the ball on himself. Steps around Watson and goals. It just seems every time that Robert Harvey steps into the game, something happens.
Well, it's got a heavy pack situation, and it was Harvey, as you say, Wills, that was able to just extricate himself and get it forward. And again, it was just a flurry. There was a lot of blokes touched the ball here before Harvey dropped off the Williams tackle. I thought Wakeland flew too early. He was the 3rd man up there, but fortunately he landed on his feet, and he was able to think his way through and goal from the goal square there.
Shane Wakeland kicking his 3rd. He's kicked 3 goals, 3. Peter Everett has kicked 3 goals, 2 for St Kilda. Rocker still in the ruck and won that one as well. Peckett and Graham Wright. Peckett wins it off to Cripps. Cripps measures it from half-back to Daniels. Daniels at midfield gets a call from the umpire to play on. Up and under kick, or Burns cannons into his opponent. The umpire says no, push in the back. Burke reads it well. Good tackle, Krasiska. Ball, says the crowd. Sav Rocker, the big Sav, around Shanahan. Daniels nearly got him. On to goal. Francis kicks and misses. He's missed a couple this quarter that he should have kicked. Tony Francis, 1 goal, 2.
I must say, I know you shouldn't pick on a player, but every time Jason Daniels goes to kick the ball, you hold your breath if you're a St Kilda supporter, because he just doesn't pick the right option or deliver it accurately often enough, and so many of his kicks result in turnovers.
9-12 to 10-14. I could probably say you're being harsh, Barney, but you've been correct as well. Peckett. Well, that might be high on Vidovic. Burke to Thompson. Lovely twist by Jones. Lappin just inside 50. Kicks into the man on the mark. That was Michael. Well done. Burns tries to break the tackle. Patterson, his lookalike. Collingwood trying to set something up. Michael on to Buckley. They love it when he gets the footy. Pinpoint accuracy. Peckett a little bit late on the scene. And the mark has been taken by Marnie. Turns around, doesn't kick well, up and under. Oh, Mark dropped down there, but the player concerned Zilla's got the free kick. Burke out the Winmar. Where's Brown? As I said, they've nullified each other's efforts today. Scotty Russell gets one in the back. Kick up towards Heatley, but the ball may be coming back. It is.
Yeah, it was stupid play then by Aussie Jones. He was trying to shepherd, but he just cannoned straight in the back of Heatley, I'm sure it was, but cannoned straight into the back of Russell. Had to be a free kick. I know it was Aussie Jones, I think, yeah, but a silly free.
Almost a mark to Rocker. Thompson gets the chance to mop up for St Kilda in the dying stages of the third quarter. Watson punches effectively. Gavin Brown, will this be his first kick? No. A great hand pass to Watson. Watson's kick is to half forward. It'll land inside 50. Peck sets itself, and the mark has been taken by Marnie. Now it's Liddell.
Again, that height advantage over Zilla. If it's a tall, high ball between those two, well, Liddell just is that much taller than Zilla. So it's just one matchup that's in Collingwood's favour in terms of marking.
And Matthew Young's the player missing there for Stan Ells, isn't he? He'd be the perfect one there for
He is
Liddell.
the one, and he's the one missing.
And we saw Shawble in the goal square with Lowe. Liddell from 50. Won't quite make the distance. Ball hits the deck. Shawble had a chance. He gets up. He's lost the footy. Could have covered himself with glory there. Marnie missed it. Applies a tackle. Looks for holding the ball. Thompson's there. They're trying to get it out of bounds. Marnie to Williams. Tries to break the tackle. Snaps and misses. One behind, or is it out of bounds? It's one behind. Kick by Paul Williams. Only his second behind for the day. Hasn't got a goal. 67-74.
Williams is a goal kicker for the Collingwood side without any doubt. 4 in round 1 at the beginning of the year. Hasn't yet got one today. Winmar takes the ball from Pickett. Long towards the wing. Jones in front. Buckley from behind. Superior judgment there from Nathan Buckley. Plays it on. Williams again. On Long. Rocker. Push. Shove. They all look to the side of the ball. It's home. Williams has got his first.
A point the difference.
Yes, they've kicked a lot of behinds this quarter, Collingwood, but I must say on the kick-outs, they've done pretty well at holding the ball in the attacking area. And then again, that long kick that eventually Buckley was able to jump over the top of Jones. And Williams, I think, was centering the ball to Anthony Rocker as much as anything, but Rocker shepherded a fortuitous bounce, and everything is going their way.
Paul Williams kicks his first. Career number 169, a point the difference. Less than a minute to go to three-quarter time. What a quarter by the Magpies. They've come back well when we just about written them off. Harvey kicks to half-back. Here they come again, and guess who's got it? Once more, Buckley. Buckley from left centre wing, spears the pass in towards left half forward. Liddell again has taken the mark, but he's too far out to score. The St Kilda player being brought back on the mark. That's Zilla. Oh, that is a great mark to Shanahan. Terrific grab. Out wide, Vidovic. Lazar Vidovic lands it almost into the arms of Russell, who fumbles. Burns tries to keep his opponent at bay. Patterson to Burns. Russell, Lappin. Burns goes for the boundary line, a ricochet almost, and out of bounds on centre wing. And the seconds remaining in the quarter, and it has set it up for a titanic struggle in the last stanza. Rocker and Vidovic. They nullify each other again. There's the siren. A great comeback by the Magpies. Stan Alves bites his lip. The Saints still lead, but by the narrowest of margins. And these two sides who battled at the Premiership in 1966. The Saints' first and only flag. Barry Breen got the fateful point. I wonder what's going to happen in the next 30 minutes of footy here. 1 point the difference as we begin the last quarter. St Kilda leading, but they led by 25 points at the 7-minute mark of the third term. Everett starting in the ruck with Rocker. Burke, a fumble, unusual for him. He's still got it. He's pinned by the big Sav, and the umpire will bounce it this wide of the circle. Gavin Dorr puts it down. Rocker and Everett. Oh, gee, that might be a free kick. Krasiska's way it is. Had a great first quarter, Gavin Krasiska. Badly directed, Shanahan. Daxey's judgment, Daxey's big mitts to take the mark.
We've spoken about this ruck situation. Sav Rocker's going up and doing the ruck work, but Scotty Russell now is basically the free player in general play, opposed to Everett.
Harvey to Everett. In turn back to Harvey as they share it around. Peckett confronted. Thompson runs into Francis, a brick wall job. Rocker, quick hand pass, very deftly done. Francis, Buckley, danger here. Which way is it going to go? Buckley on the boundary line. Anthony Rocker gives it to Buckley. Buckley, point blank range, kicks. Collingwood in front.
And it's the midfield turnover we'll see here. St Kilda just tried to give the ball. They tried to be too precise in the middle of the ground. And the Collingwood tackling pressure dispossessed them. And on the rebound forward, Buckley was able to get to be the free man and kicked an easy goal in the very end.
So Nathan Buckley's 28th kick puts his side back in front by 5 points. The 7th lead change of the game. Numerous times the scores have been level. Collingwood have really come back from that 18-point half-time deficit. And Rocker from the centre bounce lets one go into the forward line. Liddell couldn't handle the mark. A little bit of confusion by the defenders there. Cripps eventually out for St Kilda, out onto the wing. Brown running into the path of the ball. Tackle was great there from Patterson, Russell, Jones. They're all in at it. Aussie Jones, 11 kicks, 3 handballs. And really not as effective as he had been initially in this game, and then definitely not as effective as last week. Patterson has done a good job on him. And the give from Marnie is good to the run of Williams. He's closing in. He's had one bounce. He's run a long way. Perhaps a little bit too far. Squeezed himself up under the pressure of the defence. And the ball will be thrown in some 20 metres around from the Collingwood goal. 20 disposals to date to Paul Williams. 1 goal, 2. There'll be one player to watch here at this throw-in. Collingwood will be trying to flick it over the back. Severio Rocker, front position. Osmond comes over top, brings it to the front. Rocker gets a go at it. Just to the right-hand side of the goalpost. One behind to Severio. 2 goals, 2 is his score tally this afternoon. But more importantly now, Collingwood out by 6 points.
25 points was that margin. The Saints led by the 7-minute mark of the third quarter. Justin Peckett. They're under siege a bit at the moment, St Kilda. They've got to reverse the trend. Brown gives it away. Cripps kicks it to the man on the mark. Back to Brown. Brown's kick in front of the member stand. Buckley again. Knocked up getting possessions. Oh, how easy was that? Marnie has taken the mark. 50 metres out exactly. Anthony Rocker makes a lead. He's gone for him. And off the hands of the pack for 1 point. The rush behind to the Collingwood total.
Well, it's all stopped for St Kilda at the moment, hasn't it? They just can't get any run or drive through the midfield. When they have come forward a few times, they've turned the ball over by just giving that one extra hand pass or just some sloppy disposal. So the momentum of this game is undoubtedly with Collingwood.
Peckett, and he kicks it to himself. It's around Marnie. Runs his full quota. The passes low. Daniels and Buckley. I don't think that was a mark. And the umpire agrees. He said he's going to ball it up. That's Hayden Kennedy. That's just in the centre square.
So Hayden Kennedy, grand final umpire 2 years ago. So well versed in these close, tight encounters. And we've surely had quite a few of those in recent years between these two great sides. Harvey wobbles it up to half forward. The bouncer loose low. Schwabel, Watson, Godden. His first kick in league football on the left foot into the forward line. Zilla clearing out onto the left foot. Harvey floats the handball in the path of Burke. The bounce, always difficult on the hard cricket pitch area. Lappin, Peckett, Long. Here's a chance for the Saints. Wakeland in front. Michael, cool, controlled. Godden works in. Here's the chance. Heatley on the round. Saints coming back.
Only Heatley's second goal for the day. But then the second kick.
Yes, there was finally that midfield flurry that actually St Kilda got forward. The situation here, the ball hit the centre square. Burke just was able to knock it forward, but Lappin, and then the quick kick. And here we see Collingwood, Michael, the tackle, that kept the pressure on. And here, unfortunately, Taylor just didn't see Everett coming. Heatley did the finish.
Jason Heatley kicks a goal. His second. The difference is back to a point in favour of the Magpies. We expected a close game. We've certainly got it. Everett and Rocker. Rocker's done well at the centre bounces. Good tackle by Buckley on Jason Daniels. It's going to be another bounce. Nathan Buckley, 29 kicks, 6 handballs. Rocker and Everett again. A test of strength, won by Everett. Fickle bounce, Watson. Winmar confronts him. Godden. Second kick. Certainly not a great one. Thompson might have been taken high, but he didn't have the football. And the umpire said it's going to be a free kick. It might be 50 metres. No, that's not. Thompson. Right half-back flank. Low, nearly. Daniels. Nathan Burke. Off a step. Kicks to the Saints half-forward line. Punched away by Michael, who's done that a lot today, and he's done it effectively. Winmar wrapped up. Harvey takes the little flick. 45 metres out. The champ goes at goal, and it rolls through for one behind. Kicked by Robert Harvey.
Poetry in motion. Robert Harvey, Nathan Buckley. I mean, for purest sense, what else could you want? On 11:15, it's all squared up.
Again. Yet again.
Watson just to himself. Keeping it in the sunshine now. The kick goes into the shade of the northern stand. Michael in front. Winmar spins off the confronting Osborne. Very hard in at him there. Nicky Winmar, 200 games last week. Going the ball here, Osborne coming in.
It's where both players just have to go. Winmar went hard enough, and Osborne did too through the contest.
So the ball to be bounced. Half forward. Marnie does the ruck work and just forces it over the line.
And then we have this situation here where Watson will be doing the ruck work against Everett. I mean, there's a question here, can Everett actually make something of this, because he should? He's got that extra height.
He does with the big left hand. Marnie's in front position. Well done by Thompson. Just a little bit on the body. Back to Everett. Left foot. Torpedo when a drop punt was required. Bounces out of bounds. Really some more control was needed on the kick there from Big Peter Everett. I'd suggest he knows that now, and I think Stan will be reminding him straight onto the phone.
68,063, the attendance this afternoon.
Brown surging forward. That's Tony Brown, but Gavin Brown jumps in for the Pies. The two milestone players. Gavin playing his 200th game. Tony his 50th.
And Gavin still to get a kick. Remarkable. But Winmar hasn't been the match winner he could have been. Williams missed it. Schwabel. Oh, around Everett, only just. Good mark. Aussie Jones.
Sense Lee that St Kilda have to get a goal out of this thrust forward here now.
And it's one-on-one, Everett versus Watson. Just see if the height can matter.
Didn't matter. Lowe has taken the mark 15 metres out. Has kicked two behinds today. He Missed from a similar distance after he took mark of the day down there. Should not miss this one, surely.
In the ebbs and flows of the game, St Kilda's last 5 minutes, they've started to play well again. It's just been that way all day. One side's got on top, then the other. Now he's got to get his head over the ball, Stuart Lowe. That's the secret to kicking straight.
For his 460th career goal. And what's he done? He's missed again. You would not read about it in a nightmare. But the Saints do lead by that margin, 11-16 to 11-15.
Terribly demoralising when a team sees one of their forwards miss a shot at goal, you know, from point-blank range. All of a sudden you've got a goal, and then they've got the ball kicking it in.
But what Stuart Lowe has to do is not go into avoidance by not going down there to put himself in a position again.
Michael, great grab. He would have needed to take that mark, otherwise he could have been free kicked. Still he goes. Michael from half back. Over the top, Peckett. Thompson. Harvey. Collingwood player down injured. Get on that in a moment. Cripps. Good tackle, Patterson. Ball jarred free. Patterson tries to go on with it. He can't. And Collingwood player, that's Liddell, is it?
Seen this a few times. I mean, Liddell's hurt, but a few times with St Kilda, they've tried to overuse the ball around midfield, and they've come back into the centre square when there was no free player to be used. And almost you can see the graze on his head, Pete, where it looks like
He'll be coming
the grass burn.
Might be a bit of blood.
The trainers need to bring this to the attention, see the players there. Collingwood players try and bring it to the attention of the umpire. Umpire Hayden Kennedy must stop the game, isn't in control. Saints come forward. Collingwood playing virtually a man short in this situation. Taylor off the ground, Heatley in front. Wakeland, Shane Wakeland to Lappin. Down he goes. The umpire continues to call play on. Ball tied up. Michael right at the bottom of the contest.
Always think in those situations, Wheels, the forward side has to just whack the ball forward.
The other umpire's seen it.
Umpire Hayden Kennedy eventually.
And Liddell will be blood real. But I was saying that flurry in the forward 50, that is where in those real tough contests, the attacking side has to just get in and whack it forward. It's amazing how a 10-metre knock towards your goal, it'll be your team that tends to be able to run onto it.
It's the real essence of just keeping the ball alive, not allowing it to die in the forward line, pushing on out wide every opportunity. So now we have this situation struck up here. St Kilda leading by just the 1 point. Ball being bounced inside there, attacking 50. Low, perfectly over the back. Young back on the ground, on the left foot. Curls it around. So Matthew Young back onto the ground.
Well, he had a bad shoulder injury, we were told. He may have had a pain-killing injection.
But he's there.
Shane Watson kicks to himself. And then to the outer side. Collingwood with the numbers. Rowdy missed it. Still couldn't get a hand pass away. Lowe takes it from Brown. Punch away by Watson from Heatley. Harvey. Dangerous in these situations. Heatley again. Off half a step. Into the goal square. Everett. No, over the line. Touched. And rushed through for a minor score.
Great piece of work there by Heatley. Just feigning the handball. Out wide and then coming back again. Really has given St Kilda this season a real focal at centre half forward.
1 goal 4.
And what we've got here, Buckley's in the half forward line, which is why he's not kicking the ball in.
1 goal 4 to the Saints this quarter. Watson again kicks to himself, runs out wide, kicks long, marking contest, Low in front, free kick according to the umpire. Going St Kilda's way. Low to Winmar. Winmar across Krasiska, down towards half forward. Wakeland. Lappin on the left, snap, Everett, Watson, he'll take it through for another rush behind. So St Kilda 1 goal 5 now in the final term, doing all the attacking.
I must say there's been a lot of behinds, and both sides, neither side has bring the ball out from the kick-ins with any efficiency.
Watson kicks out. Let's go down to the fly, Russell.
Yes, Peter, Chad Liddell's getting an injection in his skull, and he's probably got a nice slice about 4 or 5 centimetres long, so he'll be okay, but an injection in your head, mate, think about that one.
Jones, Patterson, opponents all day. Jones wins out. back to Winmar, confronted by Marnie, too high. This is a tight ball game. No quarter asked and no quarter given. Winmar with the kick, driving into centre half forward. Low, Heatley from behind. Play on's a call. Umpire Gavin Dorr waving his arms in the background. Wild confronted. Francis to Prasiska. The left foot across to half forward. Rocker in front, couldn't take it. Shanahan with Peckett. Peckett through the centre of the ground. Left foot, one-on-one contest. Wakeland versus Watson. Wakeland playing it to himself, loses it. Assistance arrives now for both sides. Collingwood in, tied up.
I got a feeling the umpire was unsighted, but it looked like a Jason Heatley mark from where we were before. But this is so tight, it's going to come down. Have a look at Heatley. He took the big jump.
Oh, that's a mark.
Yeah, no doubt it was a mark.
Yeah.
But the umpire didn't get the view we got.
So the ball being bounced 25 metres out from St.Kilda goal. Everett to Wakeland. He's got 3. Curls it. He's got 4. What an addition to the St.Kilda lineup he's been over the last 2 weeks.
Well, he's been the wild card, hasn't he? And we expect that Heatley can be a goal kicker. We know that Everett can be a goal kicker. We know that Lowy can be a goal kicker. But the 4 goals today from Shane Wakeland has just been critical in earning the St Kilda lead.
4 goals, 3 to Shane Wakeland.
It's interesting, Pete, at these centre bounces because Sav Rocker is going in, but Shanahan is staying right back, almost to the full-back position. I'm not sure whether he should be back on the back of the centre square line.
Everett wins it, the difference back to 10 points. Brown confronted by his opposite number 2, Francis. Young loses out to Godden.
Lee, I'd go no, stay back where it's a long kick out of the centre bounce would fall into your arms.
Play the percentages rather than get back on the line.
Yep.
Godden from centre half back for the Magpies. They need a couple of goals. Osborne, the high flyer in the middle of the pack, couldn't complete it. Francis. Brown, his first kick for the day in the last quarter, halfway through it. Up to half forward. Marnie. Oh, he's confronted by Thompson and a couple of others. And the St Kilda defence does well. It will be bounced on the 50-metre line. Russell Morris, some more injury news.
Yes, Chad Liddell's has come back on the ground, Peter. How's this for new technology? They put an injection in his skull and then stapled it together. I think they're going to call him Frankenstein from now on.
Sounds lovely. Rocker up high. Watson. Good smother by Cripps, who chases after his own work. Will he pick it up? He won't.
I must say, better him than me. Doesn't sound much fun having a gash staple, does it?
Thanks, Barney. So throw in, Collingwood's right forward pocket. Sav Rocker and the Spider. Everett, a little topo. Snapped by Watson, it may bounce! It does, but it bounces through for one behind. Just the wrong side of the post. Watson's first score of the day. And Collingwood score to 11-16, trailing St Kilda 12-19. The difference is 9 points. Kick in to Cripps. Cripps in the back pocket. 8 minutes remaining in this match.
This is where St Kilda just have to get across to the boundary line, give him tall options, not try and mess around.
Well, not tall, but a great option in Aussie Jones to Harvey, and you wouldn't get a better combination. Harvey from left half back. Lovely kick, lovely mark to Lowe.
That's not a bad addition to the combination.
No. Stuart Lowe had a good duel with Shawble. Did take arguably mark of the day earlier in the game. Oh, Michael steps up from the back to take a beauty.
A very impressive youngster at fullback for Collingwood. Uses Scotty Russell to Prasiska. Experience. 198th game of league football. A couple of bounces on the wing position. Left foot. Rocker stumbles. He's been tripped. Umpire Hayden Kennedy right there. Darryl Wakeland playing in defence. Shane Wakeland in the forward line.
And you can't accidentally do it, I don't think, as long as if it is the contact from the opposition player that causes the trip, then it is a trip. It doesn't have to be intentional, of course. It was just really unlucky there. I think their legs got tangled, or maybe he just fell over. Nevertheless, the umpire saw it as a trip. I suppose that's all that matters.
Anthony Rocker, 4 behinds for the day. Still goalless, with St Kilda fans behind that southern goal. Waving, shouting, cheering on your boot. Who's won it? The Pies have won that little contest.
His first goal, less than a kick in it again.
Well, one has to say the St Kilda Collingwood games at the MCG are living up to their reputations. Again, it's down to a 1-kick margin, 3 points to St Kilda. And again, this trip, it was a difficult one. I don't know, it's maybe his feet got caught with Wakeland's, or maybe he just stumbled because he was trying to accelerate. It's all just subjective now because the free kick was paid.
St Kilda by 3 points in a thriller. Sav Rocker, he's done well at those centre bounce contests. He tries to slap it forward to a teammate. Only to see Justin Peckett on the end of it. Peckett's kick up towards half-forward bounce. Heatley backed his judgment, did it well. Young grabbed, tries to spoon it out. Here's a chance. Brown a snap, will it bounce through? Wakeland, can he get number 5? Yes! Hit the post. Oh, let's look at that again. When did it hit the post?
I tell you what, he's it did hit the post, no doubt about that, but I suppose it's the holding the man the crowd would have been roaring about, I suspect.
12-20, 12-16, it's 4 points the difference, low underneath it.
It's tight. Gavin Brown whips it over the back. Matthew Young working with Jones. Jones pushing it back in. Wakeland, Shane Wakeland. Lappin, the look away, flick over. Michael with Russell. Russell under pressure from Lappin. Young overruns it. Comes back again. Godden. Preston Knights working hard at it. To the line. Throw in. And Luke Godden playing his first game of league football.
You remember this one, Terry?
He certainly will. What a debut. In front of a huge crowd of the MCG. Schwabel and low. Schwabel gets it away. Gavin Brown charging through. Daniels. Gavin Brown charges a second time. Crudely, no. The ball to be bounced.
And interesting, we've spoken about Nathan Buckley. It looks at the moment, it's like Robert Harvey, the two guns, in fact, are opposed to each other. Oh no, they just caught out in general play. It looks like Daniels is on him.
Umpire Jamie Love, second year of AFL football, bounces the ball. Rocker gets low out of the way. Francis takes one from Daniels. Back for the kick. Tony Francis, a goal in the second quarter. 4 goals last week. The Pies really looking for something from him. A very crowded forward line for Collingwood.
Under 5 minutes remaining in the match. No one can bring it down. Harvey tackled by Marnie. Aussie Jones, oh, he does that well, the youngster. Jones's kick, a penetrating drop punt. Michael from the back tries to punch. Winmar gets clear of his tagger Brown. Shuey low into an open goal. He kicks and he's goal. Finally, he got a goal. He's missed some sitters. 10 points is the margin.
Well, a bit of magic for Nicky Winmar that extricated the ball from the pack here. Have a look. It's Jones that drives the ball forward, but Winmar, the ball goes to ground. He just weaves his way through here, Winmar, through the heavy traffic. And I tell you what, Lowe had to kick it because Everett was waiting alone in the goal square. You wouldn't have wanted to miss from there.
The 24-minute mark of the last quarter. St Kilda now out by 10.
He's done very little today, Nicky Winmar, but I must say setting up that goal from that crunch situation half forward, the kind of magic, the way he kept his composure and was able to carry that ball through half forward to set up Stuart Lowe.
Danny Frawley in the Collingwood coach's box. Worked for Channel 7, the home ground of football yesterday at the Optus Oval between Richmond and the Western Bulldogs. He's surely working a lot harder here today in that coach's box. Burke for St Kilda to half forward. Lowe will do the shepherding for Harvey. Does it, but can't cover the back. Squeezing Miss Krasiska. Winmar again. Can he weave something again? Handball missed by Brown. Off the ground by Lowe. It's threatening the Collingwood defence. Scotty Russell stands strong.
4 minutes left. Collingwood needs 2 goals. Russell gives them some run out of defence. He gets to 50. Ball slews off the side of the boot. Wasn't where he really intended it, or was it? Buckley. No one there to take the hand pass. Nathan Burke, a shepherd for Harvey, for Young, for Daniels. Daniels out the half forward. Everett, the spider, around Tony Francis for Burke. Back to Big Everett. A little give. That's still out. Goes at goal, and he's kicked it. Nothing. Gets long. It's there. That's the sealer. An unlikely goal kicker. 14-20 to 12-16. Stephen Ziller has kicked what I think will be the sealer.
Yes, probably so. Collingwood have to kick 3 goals from this point. And again, Everett hasn't been able to drift forward unopposed today, but he just got those couple of key possessions. And then when he set up Ziller for the goal, well, it's going to be tough for Collingwood to get back from here.
Stephen Ziller with his 4th goal for the season, and none more important in his AFL career. Gives the Saints the lead by 16 points. Tough road now for Collingwood. They work in the centre bounce area. Patterson and then Wright quickly on out. Williams needs to break this tackle. Can't. Ball spills to Buckley. Can he break it? He's tripped. He is. Free kick to Nathan Buckley. 27 minutes have gone in the last quarter.
Yes, no doubt about that. The tackle slipped down, and eventually the only part of Buckley that Daniels could grab is his foot. So an obvious free kick.
3 goals, 2 to Nathan Buckley. A goal in the first, third, and earlier in this last quarter from right on 50. He unloads. His 30th kick floats away to the right.
And we see it so often that 50 metres is a long way to kick. We say it all the time. No double with the distance from Buckley, but sometimes you still try and steer the ball rather than really getting some forward momentum in the kicking action.
Stanell's looking to take some control. Pleading, asking. Ziller. Still in the back pocket to Tony Brown. He's at half-back now. 50th game. What a memorable game. Harvey protected by Ziller to half-forward. Everett's out there loose. Held up by Buckley. He'll use that big, long left foot kick of his. Here it goes. Probing to within 30 metres. Winmar, Brown, Wakeland, Heatley, steps. Left foot, bounces out of bounds.
2.5 minutes remaining. Time is against the Magpies. They need 3 goals. They're trailed by 15 points. An enthralling contest before 68,000 fans. Shawborn low. Low, Marnie. Brown. Flipped over the top. Nearly a throw. Krasiska. Mops up from left half back. Osborne nearly bounces off his chest. A throw it on centre wing.
And Pete, what about the record between these two sides during the 90s?
It's unbelievable, isn't it, how many close games they've had?
A draw, 2 by 1 point, another by 2 points, 7 points, 8 points, 10 points and 12 points. 12 points, the greatest margin.
Harvey, probably the greatest difference, you'd reckon. Taylor loses out in that contest, knocked away by Wakeland. Now the free kick here. It's going St Kilda's way. It's going to Stewie Lowe. Centering kick. Everett got the big mitts to it. Couldn't complete it. Russell. Wakeland and Taylor. Into the goals. Heatley, no. Yes. Finally, Heatley kicks it. That's it. Three goals for Heatley, with 35 scoring shots to 29, and the Saints will get home.
Well, yes, in the last 10 minutes of the game, it's really been a question of who has their patch of play at the right time today, and it's certainly gone in the ebbs and flows. But in this last 10 minutes, when the game was up for grabs, St Kilda are the team that's won it.
So this has all but ended Collingwood's rush towards the finals. having sat on top of the ladder after round 8, and since then only having beaten Fremantle and Melbourne, winning 2 out of their last 9. And St Kilda remain alive, very much alive. 4th on the ladder coming into today's game, now setting up to take on Sydney at the SCG next week. Brown on the left foot to Winmar, juggles the mark, confronted solidly. The umpire's allowed it to go on. Marnie steps out, the boy from Williamstown, forward handball to Rocker, settles down, goes long, right to the square, to his brother. No, Wakeland does enough. Thompson paddling along, should get the body behind it. Peck it does, steps out, a couple of bounces. Forward handball to Burke. Burke long towards the wing. Winmar and Brown in contest. Winmar in front, Brown behind. Advantage towards Jones, away he goes. 1 bounce, 2 bounces, 55. Cuts in board. Smother was very, very good. Gavin Brown with the opportunity.
Great duel, as we said. He and Winmar. Nearly kicks it back to his opponent, but the mark is taken by Patterson.
Great play by Godden. He knew that Jones was going to try and come inside, and he just held back on him.
What a game. Pickett from Buckley. Lappin, short of half forward, confronted by Buckley, low in front of his tag, Shawball. And Stewie Lowe, who's been most inaccurate today, has a chance to kick on what may be the last kick of the day.
But he's just found a bit. He hasn't been a great player today, Stuart Lowe, but I think in this last 10 minutes, he actually has just lifted himself as one would hope.
Here it is. The Saints have won it. Lowe will go at goal. Stan Alves breathes a sigh of relief. Lowe for his second. A memorable contest here at the MCG. And Stewie Lowe, no pressure on him here. Hits the post again. That sums up his day. 1 goal, 4. Luckily, the match didn't depend on that. He has had better days kicking for goal. He'll be practicing during the week. But the Saints have won a great contest. The fans certainly got their money's worth. Collingwood didn't get the result it wanted. But St Kilda, a real force to be reckoned with this year. 15-21, 111. Defeating the Magpies, 12-17, 89. Let's go to Russell.
Thanks, Aussie. Peter, Aussie Jones, another close one. How did you feel about that today?
Oh, yeah, it was pretty close. We've had a couple of good wins, but back to a close one. Yeah, it was a bit on the heart.
What did Stan